You might have heard whispers, quiet but thrilling whispers that echo through collector forums, YouTube videos, and late-night coin hunting discussions. Whispers about a coin, not gold, not ancient, but surprisingly modern. A coin you might have held in your hands, spent at a store, or seen lying forgotten at the bottom of a change jar. It's the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar, and according to countless rumors and online claims, some versions of this coin could be worth thousands, even $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 50-cent piece, carrying the face of America's beloved President John F. Kennedy, has become the center of million-dollar talks in the coin world. But is there truth to these claims? Or is it all just internet exaggeration and collector myths? Before we uncover the reality, we need to take a closer look at the mystery surrounding it. Because sometimes, what seems ordinary hides something extraordinary, and that's exactly what makes this coin so fascinating. Let's imagine this for a moment. You find a shiny 1998 half-dollar in your drawer. It feels heavy, solid, and smooth in your hand. You notice Kennedy's sharp profile, the words Liberty and In God We Trust gleaming across the surface. You flip it over, there's the proud eagle, wings spread wide, holding arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by the words United States of America, half-dollar. At first glance, nothing seems unusual. It's just another coin, right? But then, you hear stories. Stories of people discovering special mint errors, missing mint marks, double dies, and mirror-like finishes that make their 1998 half-dollar worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Collectors online claim that some rare proof strikes from the San Francisco Mint, or coins made with special finishes, have fetched jaw-dropping prices. Then comes the big question. Could one of these coins really be worth $1 million? It sounds unbelievable, and maybe it is. But every legend starts somewhere. Some rare coins have indeed sold for unimaginable prices, coins that were once thought worthless, now selling for tens of thousands of dollars. So when a rumor like this surfaces, people can't help but dream. And maybe, just maybe, the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar hides its own secret too. In this video, we're diving deep into that mystery. We'll explore its history, discover why it was made, how it changed over the years, and what makes the 1998 issue so special. We'll study its design, crafted with symbolism and pride. We'll uncover the minting errors that could turn an ordinary 50-cent coin into a rare collector's treasure. And finally, we'll face the truth. Is there really a $1 million Kennedy half-dollar out there? Or is it just another beautiful myth? So, make sure you watch this video till the very end, because the real worth of this coin might surprise you. You might even realize that the treasure everyone's searching for could be sitting right inside your own home. This isn't just about a coin. It's about history, mystery, and the hope that something ordinary might turn out to be extraordinary. And it all begins with one coin, the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar. Let's turn back the clock and uncover how this legendary coin came to be. To truly understand the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar, and why it holds such fascination, we have to travel back in time. Back to an era of hope, tragedy, and a nation that would immortalize one man on its coins forever. It all began in 1963, a year that changed America forever. On November 22nd, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. The shock, grief, and heartbreak that swept the country were unlike anything seen before. The young, charismatic leader who had inspired a generation was gone, and the entire nation wanted a way to remember him, to honor him, to keep his legacy alive. Just hours after his death, the idea of a commemorative coin bearing his image was proposed. The U.S. Mint, along with the Treasury Department and the Kennedy family, quickly agreed that Kennedy's portrait would replace Benjamin Franklin on the half-dollar coin, a denomination both significant and prestigious, one that would symbolize Kennedy's impact and dignity. By early 1964, the first Kennedy half-dollar was struck. The obverse featured a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy, sculpted by Gilroy Roberts, while the reverse carried the presidential seal, designed by Frank Gasparo, a powerful eagle surrounded by stars, olive branches, and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. The release of the 1964 Kennedy half-dollar sparked something incredible. Millions of Americans rushed to get one, not just as currency, but as a keepsake. People didn't want to spend them. They held on to them as a tribute to Kennedy's memory. Within days, the coins disappeared from circulation. It wasn't just money anymore, it was history in your hand. Over the years, the Kennedy half-dollar became a symbol of remembrance and pride. The composition changed, from 90% silver in 1964 to 40% silver in the late 1960s, and eventually to the copper-nickel clad we know today. Yet, through all those changes, one thing stayed the same: Kennedy's proud profile, forever gazing toward the future. Now, fast forward to 1998, a year that marked 35 years since Kennedy's assassination and 34 years since his image first appeared on the half-dollar. By this time, the coin had become a collector's favorite, though not often seen in daily circulation anymore. The 1998 Kennedy half-dollar came out of 3 mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S, for special proof editions. Each mint played its own role, producing millions of coins, but among them were special varieties that would later become the talk of collectors, the kind that feed the million-dollar coin rumors you've probably heard. But before we get into those rare varieties and mysterious errors, it's worth pausing for a moment to think about what this coin truly represents. Every 1998 Kennedy half-dollar carries more than just a monetary value. It carries a story. A story of a nation's grief turned into art. A symbol of strength after loss. A reminder that sometimes even small things, like a coin, can carry enormous meaning. And that's what makes it special. Because when something is born from emotion and history, it's never just metal, it becomes a piece of identity. But the 1998 edition? It has more than history behind it. There are hidden details in its design, tiny touches that reveal just how much care went into every curve and every word. And that's where the next part of our journey takes us. Because if you look closely at the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar, you'll see design choices that tell a story of America itself, from the president's gaze to the proud eagle's wings. So don't go anywhere, because in the next part, we'll dive into the art, symbolism, and design secrets of the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar, and how these small details might hold clues to why some of these coins are believed to be worth a fortune. Now that we've stepped through history, let's turn our attention to the heart of the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar, its design. Because this coin isn't just a piece of metal. It's a canvas of symbolism, pride, and artistry that tells a story far deeper than its face value. When you hold it in your hand and look closely, every line, every curve, every word has purpose. It speaks not only of a president, but of a nation's ideals, courage, unity, and hope. Let's start with the obverse, or the front side of the coin. At the center stands the proud and unmistakable profile of John F. Kennedy, facing left. The sculptor, Gilroy Roberts, captured Kennedy in a way that radiates strength and calm leadership, his gaze slightly upward, symbolizing vision and optimism. There's something dignified about it. It's not just a portrait, it's a statement of confidence and progress. Above Kennedy's head, the word liberty stretches boldly across the rim, a reminder that freedom and leadership are inseparable. Beneath his chin lies the national motto "In God We Trust," words that have anchored American coins for generations, and below that, the date, 1998, marking the year of minting. But here's where things get intriguing. If you look closely at certain 1998 half-dollars, subtle differences appear. The thickness of Kennedy's hair, the sharpness of his jawline, even the alignment of letters, all these minor details vary slightly between different mint strikes. For collectors, these small variations are what make a coin potentially valuable, because sometimes they reveal minting errors or rare die varieties. Now, flip the coin over, and prepare to see one of the most detailed reverse designs in U.S. coinage. The reverse of the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar was designed by Frank Gasparo, and it proudly features the presidential seal. At its center, the majestic bald eagle spreads its wings wide, powerful, fearless, and dignified. In one talon, it holds 13 arrows, representing the original 13 colonies and the nation's readiness to defend its freedom. In the other talon, it carries an olive branch, symbolizing peace, a perfect balance between strength and diplomacy. Above the eagle's head floats a scroll reading E pluribus unum, Latin for, out of many, one. It's a phrase that captures the very essence of America, unity born from diversity. Encircling the eagle are 50 stars, representing the 50 states of the Union. Around the edge, the inscriptions United States of America and half-dollars stand proudly, framing the entire design like a badge of honor. And when light hits the coin just right, especially on the brilliant uncirculated or proof versions from 1998, the surfaces shimmer, reflecting every feather of the eagle and every contour of Kennedy's face. It's as if the coin itself breathes life, catching both the light and the spirit of its era. But among these beautifully struck coins, some stand out more than others. The 1998 S-Proof Kennedy half-dollar, for instance, was made with extraordinary precision at the San Francisco Mint. Each proof coin was struck multiple times with polished dies, creating mirror-like fields and frosted designs. These coins were never meant for circulation. They were crafted purely for collectors. Then, there's a mysterious version known as the 1998 S-Matte Finish Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that has become the center of attention for collectors and a key player in the million-dollar rumors. With its unique satin-like surface and limited mintage, it's considered one of the rarest modern half-dollars ever produced, and we'll be talking about it in much more detail when we get to the errors and values section. The point is this: behind what looks like a simple 50-cent piece lies artistry, symbolism, and precision. It's a coin that carries Kennedy's dream, a dream of a strong, united America. And when you realize how carefully this coin was designed, you begin to understand why collectors treat even the smallest variations as treasures. Because each tiny detail, each mark, each imperfection could mean rarity, and rarity means value. But this is just the beginning of what makes the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar so fascinating. Because the real excitement, and the big money, begins when we start exploring errors and special varieties. In the next part, we're going to uncover the most thrilling part of this coin story: the mistakes, the rare misstrikes, and the hidden versions that have collectors buzzing and treasure hunters searching through their change in hopes of hitting the jackpot. So don't go anywhere. The next part could reveal how a simple coin like this might just turn into a fortune. Now we step into the most thrilling part of this story: the world where ordinary ends and fortune begins. A world collectors dream about. A place where tiny mistakes become legends. Because as perfect as the mint tries to be, machines slip, dies crack, metal misforms, and sometimes, fate leaves a signature that shouldn't exist. And that's where the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar reveals its most thrilling side: its errors and rare varieties. Let's begin with the basics before diving into the big discoveries. In 1998, the U.S. Mint produced the Kennedy half-dollar at 3 locations. The Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. The Denver Mint, with a small D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint, with an S mint mark for proof coins. The Philadelphia and Denver Mints struck coins meant for everyday use, ordinary circulation coins. But the San Francisco Mint created coins specifically for collectors, the famous proof and matte finish versions, which we'll come back to soon. The common coins, circulation strikes. Let's start with the regular 1998 Kennedy half-dollars. Millions were minted, over 15 million in Philadelphia and 19 million in Denver. In circulation, these coins are still quite common, and in worn condition, they're usually worth just face value, 50 cents. But if you find one that's never been used, shining and untarnished, what collectors call uncirculated condition, the value goes up. A 1998 P or 1998 D in brilliant uncirculated condition can fetch anywhere between $3 to $8, depending on luster and sharpness. In mint state, MS, condition, the value rises further. MS-65, gem uncirculated, coins can sell for around $10 to $15. MS-67 coins can go for $75 to $150. And if you somehow find an ultra-rare MS-68 or higher, those can fetch $500 or more, though they're incredibly hard to find. Proof coins, the collector's shine. Now let's move to the proof versions, those specially made at the San Francisco Mint. The 1998 S-Proof Kennedy half-dollar was struck multiple times with polished dies, giving it a mirror-like surface and frosted design. These coins were never meant for circulation. They came only in collector proof sets. A standard 1998 S-Proof in PR65 to PR69 condition is generally worth $5 to $15, while a perfect PR70 Deep Cameo DCAM coin can sell between $60 to $120, sometimes even higher if graded by PCGS or NGC. But there's one version of this coin that collectors can't stop talking about: the 1998 S-Matte Finish Kennedy half-dollar. The 1998 S-Matte Finish, the hidden treasure. This is where the story takes a fascinating turn. In 1998, the U.S. Mint released a special 2-coin commemorative set to honor Robert F. Kennedy, John's younger brother. The set contained a Robert F. Kennedy silver dollar and a Kennedy half-dollar, but the half-dollar wasn't like any other. This special edition half-dollar was given a matte, satin-like finish, a unique texture that's neither shiny like proof coins nor dull like circulation coins. It was produced in very limited numbers, around 62,000 sets only, making it one of the rarest modern Kennedy half dollars ever struck. Collectors didn't immediately realize how rare it was, but when they did, the demand exploded. Today, a 1998 matte finish Kennedy half dollar in perfect SP70 condition can sell for $400 to $800, sometimes more depending on the market and certification. Even slightly lower grades like SP69 can bring $250 to $350, which is astonishing for a coin less than 3 decades old. This matte finish coin is often the spark behind those million-dollar Kennedy half-dollar rumors you see online. People hear about a rare version and assume its price has no limit, but in truth, while not worth millions, this coin is a genuine modern rarity that serious collectors hunt for. Rare errors and varieties, the real hidden gems. Now, let's talk about errors, the misstrikes and minting mistakes that make collectors' hearts race. Some 1998 Kennedy half dollars were struck with unusual flaws, and these can dramatically affect value. Here are some of the most known and valuable errors found on this coin. 1. Double die obverse, DDO. Some 1998 half dollars show doubling on the letters of Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or the date 1998. These doubling errors happen when the die imprints the design twice in slightly different positions. Depending on how strong the doubling is, these coins can be worth $50 to $300, or even more in mint condition. 2. Off-center strikes. In these coins, the design is shifted or off from the center because the blank planchet wasn't aligned correctly. The more off-center the strike, the higher the value, sometimes reaching $100 to $500, especially if the date is still visible. 3. Clipped planchet. When a small portion of the coin's edge is missing due to a misfeed during minting, you get a crescent-like clip. A cleanly clipped 1998 half dollar can fetch $30 to $150, depending on condition and visibility. 4. Die cracks and cuds. Sometimes, cracks form in the die that create raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin. Though often minor, major die breaks, known as cuds, can make coins worth $50 to $200. 5. Missing clad layer. On rare occasions, one of the coin's outer layers, nickel coating, is missing, exposing a copper-colored surface. This type of error can raise the coin's value to $200 or more. 6. Proof strike errors. Even proof coins from San Francisco sometimes slip through with tiny mistakes, like doubling, foggy mirrors, or misaligned strikes. A proof error in perfect condition can easily bring $150 to $400, especially if it's graded. Each of these errors is like a fingerprint, a small accident that transforms a common coin into a collectible gem. The price spectrum, from pocket change to treasure. Let's summarize what your 1998 Kennedy half dollar might be worth. Type condition estimated value. 1998 P, Philadelphia, circulated 50 cents. 1998 P, uncirculated, MS 6510 to $15. 1998 P, high mint state, MS 68, $500 plus. 1998 D, Denver, circulated 50 cents. 1998 D, MS 67, MS 68, $100 to $400. 1998 S proof, regular, PR 69, PR 7030 to $120. 1998 S matte finish SP 69, SP 7300 to $800. Error coins, varies $50 to $1,000 plus. So while most 1998 half dollars are worth a few dollars, rare conditions or minting mistakes can send the value soaring into hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But here's the catch: not every shiny coin is valuable, and not every rumor online is true. The million-dollar talk, as we'll uncover in the next part, often comes from misunderstandings, clickbait, or confusion with other ultra-rare coins. Still, it's this blend of possibility and mystery that keeps collectors searching. Because who knows? The coin sitting quietly in your drawer might just be the one in a million, literally. And now, it's time to confront the big question, the one we've been teasing since the start. Are those million-dollar Kennedy half-dollar rumors real, or just internet fantasy? In the next part, we'll uncover the truth, where the stories came from, which coins really sold for life-changing amounts, and why the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar still sparks hope, excitement, and speculation all around the world. So stay tuned. The next part will finally reveal the reality behind the million-dollar mystery. You've probably seen them online. Flashy headlines claiming a 1998 Kennedy half-dollar could be worth $1 million. Maybe you've even whispered to yourself, could my old coin jar be hiding a fortune? The idea is tantalizing, almost irresistible. But here's the thing, reality rarely matches the hype. Let's break it down carefully, coin by coin, rumor by rumor. Where the million-dollar talk comes from. The million-dollar Kennedy half-dollar story isn't completely random. It's rooted in a mix of 1. Rare modern coins like the 1998 matte finish. As we covered in Part 4, this coin is genuinely rare. Only about 62,000 were made. In perfect SP70 condition, collectors pay hundreds of dollars, sometimes $800 to $1,000 depending on the market. Someone hears about the rarity, imagine scarcity equals millions, and suddenly, the story grows online. 2. Errors and unique varieties. Coins with double dies, off-center strikes, or missing clad layers are extremely collectible. Some can indeed fetch a few hundred or even over $1,000. But even the rarest error from 1998 is not documented to have sold for millions. The hype often comes from misunderstood auction prices, where a coin is estimated in thousands, not millions. 3. Confusion with historical Kennedy half-dollars. The original 1964 to 1967 silver half-dollars, especially in high-grade or with proof errors, have sold for much higher sums. A few exceptional ones have approached 5 figures in rare cases. Modern coins like the 1998 half-dollar are sometimes mistakenly grouped in the same million-dollar discussion. So yes, the story has a kernel of truth. The coin is rare, collectible, and worth more than face value. But no verified record exists of a 1998 Kennedy half-dollar selling for $1 million. The truth about actual high sales. Let's look at some real-world examples. 1998 matte finish SP70. These coins, the genuine hidden treasure, have sold between $400 and $800. High-grade SP70 coins with impeccable provenance may exceed $1,000 at private auctions, but never anywhere close to $1 million. Double die or off-center errors. Depending on condition and severity, these coins have historically sold from $50 to $1,000, occasionally more if extremely rare. Standard proof coins, 1998 S. Even perfect PR70 DCAM coins usually fetch $60 to $120 at most. Notice the pattern. The most a modern 1998 Kennedy half-dollar can realistically sell for is in the mid-thousands at the absolute extreme, but the million-dollar stories are almost always exaggerated or based on confusion with much older coins. Why the rumors persist. Collectors and enthusiasts love a good treasure hunt. The internet loves clickbait, and a single misinterpreted post can ripple into hundreds of articles claiming modern Kennedy half-dollar worth millions. Combine that with the allure of matte finish coins and rare errors. Social media posts showing coins labeled as extremely rare. And the natural human tendency to dream big. And suddenly, everyone believes they might own a fortune. It's not entirely false, there is value, and there are rare versions that are collectible. But the reality is far more grounded than the viral headlines suggest. What makes a 1998 Kennedy half-dollar valuable? The factors that truly drive value include 1. Mint mark and location. 1998 S-coins, San Francisco, are more valuable than 1998 P or 1998 D because they were proof only. 2. Condition, grading. Circulated coins equals face value. MS65, MS68 circulation strikes equals $10 to $500. SP69, SP70 matte finish equals $300 to $800 plus. 3. Errors and varieties. Any misstrike or unusual minting flaw can multiply the coin's value dramatically, but still realistically ranges from $50 to $1,000 plus. 4. Rarity and collectability. Limited edition coins like the 1998 S-matte finish equals real demand, real collector interest. Reality check. So if you hold a 1998 Kennedy half-dollar, here's what you need to know. Most coins are worth 50 cents to $15. Coins in high mint state or proof condition can be worth $50 to $150, sometimes more. The very rare matte finish or extreme errors may reach $400 to $1,000 plus. None of the 1998 Kennedy half dollars have sold for $1 million. Any claims to the contrary are clickbait or misunderstanding. And yet, the story isn't disappointing. Because for collectors, the thrill isn't just the money, it's the hunt, the history, and the possibility of owning something rare and beautiful. The takeaway: the $1 million rumor, myth. The rare, collectible 1998 Kennedy half dollar? Very real. The value: moderate to significant, depending on rarity, errors, and condition, enough to excite collectors, but not enough to buy a mansion, unless you somehow stumble upon a previously unknown ultra-rare error that changes the game entirely. In other words, the coin may not make you a millionaire, but it can make you a collector very happy, and that's sometimes worth even more. We've traveled a long road together through the world of the 1998 Kennedy half dollar. From the whispers of million-dollar fortunes to the reality of minting errors, limited editions, and collector demand, we now reach the conclusion. So, what's the bottom line? The coin in your hand. Picture holding a 1998 Kennedy half dollar. It might be sitting in a jar, in a drawer, or tucked away in an old coin album. To the casual eye, it's just 50 cents. But to a collector, it's a story, a piece of history, a potential treasure. The value depends entirely on what kind of coin it is. Circulation strikes, 1998, P/1998D. These are the everyday coins. In your pocket, they're worth 50 cents. In uncirculated condition, they can fetch $3 to $15, with exceptionally high mint state coins possibly reaching $500 plus in extreme cases. Proof coins, 1998 S. Collector coins with mirror-like surfaces. Typical values range $5 to $120, with top-grade deep cameo proofs reaching $60 to $120, occasionally more if certified by top grading companies. The rare matte finish, 1998 S. The true collector's gem. Only 62,000 sets were made. In SP69, SP70 condition, these coins can sell $300 to $800 or more, depending on the market. This is where the $1 million talk originated, but the reality is grounded. Rarity, not hype, drives value here. Error coins, double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and missing clad layers can take a standard half dollar from pocket change to hundreds or even over $1,000. Each error is unique, a mint accident that becomes a collector's prized story. Why collectors still care? You might ask, if these coins aren't literally worth millions, why do collectors chase them? The answer lies in history, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. The Kennedy half dollar is more than metal and design. It's a symbol of a presidency, a moment in history, and a tangible connection to the past. Owning a rare 1998 S matte finish or spotting a perfect error is like holding a secret that only a few in the world share. Collectors aren't just buying coins, they're buying stories. And sometimes, the story is far more exciting than the value itself. The $1 million myth. A lesson learned. The $1 million Kennedy half dollar rumors are enticing, but the truth is clear. There's no verified sale of a 1998 Kennedy half dollar for $1 million. The rare matte finish coins and significant errors can reach hundreds or low thousands at the extreme, not millions. Understanding real value requires looking at condition, rarity, mint mark, and certification, rather than trusting viral posts or clickbait. The myth persists because we all love a good treasure story, but now you know the truth behind the hype. So, what should you do? Here's the final verdict for anyone holding a 1998 Kennedy half dollar. 1. Hunt. If you're a collector or just curious, keep an eye out for proofs, matte finish coins, or error coins. These are the real treasures. 2. Hold. If you already own one, especially in high grade or with an unusual variety, consider having it professionally graded. A certified coin retains and can increase its value over time. 3. Admire. Even ordinary circulation coins are part of a rich legacy. They tell the story of American history and the enduring Kennedy legend. Sometimes, simply knowing the story behind your coin is reward enough. The bottom line. The 1998 Kennedy half dollar is a modern classic, not a ticket to $1 million, but a collectible with real historical significance and exciting rarity for those who seek it. Its charm lies in the blend of accessible value for everyday collectors, exciting rarity in the matte finish and error coins, connection to history through its Kennedy legacy. So whether you're a serious collector, a casual hobbyist, or just a curious onlooker, this coin has a story to tell. And that story is worth more than any headline, more than any viral rumor, and perhaps more than the coins themselves. It's the story of discovery, excitement, and the magic of numismatics. Remember, the true thrill isn't just in the price, it's in the journey. Who knows? The coin you hold today might be tomorrow's sought-after gem, or at the very least, a conversation starter, a memory, and a link to history. The 1998 Kennedy half-dollar may not make you a millionaire, but it can make you a collector, and sometimes, that's priceless.